Well, you may have thought the battle over the HST was over, but it turns out the referendum was just round one. The group that led the charge against the harmonized sales tax is now threatening to recall the finance minister. Former Premier Bill Vander Zalm says he'll remobilize his forces for a recall effort if the government doesn't move up the 18 months that it says it's going to take to bring back the PST and GST. CTV's legislature reporter Stephen Andrew has the story. He joins us now with more. Stephen.
Hudson, yes, Vander Zalm says if that deadline isn't moved up, the Liberals are going to pay a heavy political price.
The BC NDP is still celebrating.
Thank you very much.
Voters chose to get rid of the HST, but that hasn't stopped leader Adrian Dix. In an election-style swing at a Vancouver shopping centre, the opposition leader is clearly working to keep Christy Clark's Liberals on the run, pressuring the government to step up its 18-month timetable to dismantle the HST.
11 months to bring it in, but 19 months to take it out. I think most people would say that doesn't make sense, and that it should be done more quickly, if only to restore some stability to the economy.
BC's finance minister disagrees, telling CTV News it will take at least a year and a half. Kevin Falcon says if it can be done faster, he will. But he says it's a complex process requiring changes to legislation. That's not good enough for the group that spearheaded the move to kill the harmonized sales tax. It's threatening to mobilize its forces to campaign against the Liberals if they don't move sooner.
We're going back to a PST, or provincial sales tax, that we've had for 60 years, so it's not rocket science, it's not reinventing the wheel. We've already got the system and we know how it works.
And the group is giving the finance minister a deadline. It wants the HST gone by the end of the year. If not, it says Kevin Falcon could find himself fighting a recall campaign.
Certainly it's something that people will be willing to do if they really get frustrated with the government.
One thing is certain. The next few months will be tough going for the finance minister. As he struggles to come up with the estimated $3 billion to go back to the PST, public sector workers will also be looking for more money.
You know, we want to make sure that the provincial government doesn't use the HST as an excuse to make even more cuts to the public sector.
And why not just commit to that fixed date of May 20th?
I will absolutely answer that question for you.
At some point?
But not this afternoon.
Union contracts, money pressures, and deadlines. A taxing situation, especially for a premier musing about an election until a few days ago. Now, party insiders tell us that people aren't really interested in election at this point, but they do acknowledge the message needs to change. Christy Clark cannot go into an election with the HST albatross hanging over her head. Hudson and her party and Adrian Dix and the NDP are going to keep reminding people about the HST up until that election date. They'll hammer home how much voters have paid under the tax and how much they still have to pay until 2013.
All right, Stephen Andrew reporting. Stephen, thanks.
You're welcome.